2, 1. Looks like I'm live. What's going on Facebook? What's going on Instagram? It's been a while since I've made a live video, and that's really just because I've been all in on building my habit mastery course. It takes up a lot of time, but that's what you got to do when you want to add a lot of value. I wanted to make this video today just to talk about how to beat seasonal depression. And the reality is that beating seasonal depression is really no different than beating regular depression. It's all a state of low vibrational energy. And so what we're trying to do is really, especially in this time of cold, especially in this time of, longer hours of darkness, we really want to be very deliberate about building a strategy to help us raise our, internal energy. And so I wanted to talk about kind of 3 basic steps that we can use to do this. What's going on, Tyler? So really, like I said, this is no different than building a strategy to beat any form of depression, but the time of year is such that we have to, put in a little bit, what's going on? Thank you, man. This is awesome. Appreciate it. Just put in a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra effort. And so I wanted to give you guys 3 steps, like I said. So the first step is really clarity. I think that a lot of the time when we do any kind of mental health focus, right, when we're trying to increase any form of internal energy, right, we need to understand that if there is just this etheric kind of ambiguous concept of, I want my mental health to be better, I want to feel more positive, a lot of time people don't put that into actionable steps. And so the first step is really to get clarity on what it is that you want. What do you want to feel, right? When it comes to the goals that you're creating, the goals that you have for yourself, what tangibly do those look like? And can you put yourself into that state of being of already having them, right? When you can do this, you start to understand what that really feels like, what that really looks like. And you realize that you're going in a much more tangible direction rather than just kind of having this ambiguous idea of what I want things to be like. So take that concept of goal setting, right, for something like your career, for something like your schooling, for your business, that might be, very straightforward, and apply those same concepts to your internal state of being. Can you visualize what that feels like to feel into that state that you want to feel? Can you, can you use as much sensory information as you can to really flesh that out and really make that something that is a very tangible state of energy, right? So once you can do this, then you can move on to step 2, which is to create the plan. So working backwards, what I want you to imagine is a year from now, right? Use that concept of putting yourself into a state of energy and imagine 1 year out. What does that look like? What does that feel like? Right? And then create plans working backwards. So what would the plan be to, reach 1 week from now? What would the plan be to reach 3 months from now? And when you can actually map that out and you actually have a structure that you can break it down, so you're finding consistency day to day, week to week, then you're going to really start to generate some progress, right? So step 3 is to find accountability. And the way that we do this can be, you really have infinite options, right? You can find an accountability partner, somebody who is on that same trajectory as you are, somebody that's also on this self-love journey, that's dedicated to feeling good on a regular basis and finding, these increased levels of, overall quality of life. So you can find an accountability partner. That might be a friend. You can find a community. There's infinite communities online, YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, wherever you are on a regular basis. There are groups online that you can find that kind of same accountability. Also, you can get a coach like me and you can work one-on-one to develop a personalized strategy. But that's the bottom line, is to have that sense of no matter what I'm doing, no matter how many failures I face, there's always this kind of community or person that I can come back to that's going to help me reflect and is going to help me optimize. Because the bottom line is that in any kind of self-development progression, there's really only 2 steps, right? The first step is reflect, and the second step is optimize and move from there. I think a lot of the time when people get on this kind of journey, they're taking in all of this information, kind of overwhelming themselves with philosophies and techniques and whatnot, but the bottom line is you really only have to reflect on your own practices and then optimize what you're doing just to make that incremental step forward. If you improve by 1% every single day, you're going to be 35 times better by the end of the year. And so that's just something to consider, that there's no rush, right? Don't try to rush it. Don't try to, fill yourself with all these techniques and whatnot, because eventually it's going to just overwhelm you. So really simple, really straightforward stuff, you guys. Just remember those 3 steps. Number 1, get clarity on what it is that you want. If you can be very specific about what you want to feel, how you want to act, how you want to think, you will start start to see results. Don't let it be ambiguous. Step 2 is build a strategy, so you really get consistency every single day. There's something that you can follow, and so you know that you're going to get results. And then step 3, get accountability. Have people that you can reflect with and make more progress that way, because at the end of the day, there's somebody out there that has gone through the failures that you will inevitably face. And so if you can get that guidance, if you can get that learning from somebody who is further along in the journey than you are, you're going to skip a whole lot of trial and error, and it's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. So just quick things to reflect on, you guys. Again, if you want some help with this, don't hesitate to reach out to me. We can build a strategy together. But just a quick little reminder that, seasonal depression is really up to you. It's up to you to beat this, and you can absolutely beat this, but be deliberate and you will see results. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. Until next time, I will see you later. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.